Okay, I want to go like talk about like our senior year because I was thinking about us, and I mean I've been reminiscing on this podcast about my time with Trey and like a lot of it's like senior year and like when they really had the most success. And I try and think about like the Ohio loss and how we peaked like right before really senior night was when we lost it. And that's to me is the most painful loss I've had in college, I think. I mean,
Senior night?
yeah, just because we lost to Purdue, we could have been undefeated at home that year, and if everything did fall into place like it did, we could have won outright the Big Ten, and it was just super painful. And then going into the Big Ten tournament, we didn't care about the Big Ten tournament at all. And then we get into Ohio and we lose. And then I was thinking, like in the locker room, like I think crying maybe a little bit, but then also we like started laughing, and it was like this weird mix of emotions. I mean, do you remember any of that?
I don't remember laughing. I don't know if was I in the laughing
I
crew? It doesn't
swear, like
sound
it
like
was just like
something.
there was like something cathartic about it
Yeah.
being over.
I think that senior year we didn't really know what to expect coming into the year, right? Because
Yeah,
we had come back our junior year, but Darius is gone. Got Trey coming in. Obviously, Tim had a great freshman year.
yeah,
Honestly, his sophomore year was probably his down year in his college career.
yeah, yeah,
And yet, we're still in it at the end and get a share of the Big Ten title. Honestly, I think what it came on to for us was it was just minutes. I mean, we all played, so it was a tight rotation that year.
yeah,
6 guys playing the bulk of it, and I think by the time we got to the end, like I remember that Ohio game was the hardest game, like physically ever. It's not like I mean, they're a good team, but it's not like they were physically dominating. We were just literally just exhausted. It's like done, and
yeah,
there was nothing left in the tank. And I think we just saw. I think we smelled some blood in the water with the Big Ten championship, and we put everything we had into that, and like that was it. There was nothing left.
yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. I remember the Ohio game just feeling kind of strange, like the whole time. Like there were so many games, especially like the entire Big Ten season was like I felt in control, and we were seniors, and for whatever reason that Ohio game just didn't really feel like in control. Like the all of them just played like crazy, and it was all confusing. Of like DJ Cooper went off in the first half, Walter Offit went off in the second half. The four-man hit like just dumb shots. And then that same roster the next year didn't even make the tournament. And I was like, what the hell? I mean, obviously it was John Gross coaching, which is huge.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
was
mean,
just like it was like hit us. And I remember just like after the game, like, what the hell just happened? Like I don't even know.
well, that's the thing. I think that probably it's hard for like fans to realize around the NCAA tournament. Like maybe that's part of it. Like it doesn't really hit you that it's over. And for
No.
seniors, like that's it. And so it's basically you get on a plane one day, you go to practice, next day you play a game, like that's it, it's done. It's like what just happened. And that year, I remember that. Like it was quick. And that team, you remember the draw too. I mean, we the Big Ten was the best conference in the country that year.
Yep.
We split it, and somehow we ended up with a 4 seed. Like I thought that was BS, and it was the worst possible matchup for us ever. A
Lit
well-coached mid-major team. I
with
would
DJ
rather
Cooper with a scoring point guard. Like it just all of it was bad.
I would have rather played. Pick pick your top
Any
10.
SEC school,
Yeah, anybody,
I
anybody,
wouldn't care.
literally. Uh, and it was a bad matchup for us and not our night.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't get too bitter about the NCAA like results, but it does piss me off. Think like never made the Sweet 16, but I mean, we're always like overachieving, I guess. But it almost feels worse. It's like just overachieve one more game, like just do it like a little bit more. But I try and like not think about the results as much when I think back on our career and like what we did.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the NCAA stuff's it's a little tough because I think that I mean it's what you get in the draw, right? Our freshman year was happy to make it, it's a miracle we made it, right?
Yeah.
And you get Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
And then our junior year, you get Kyrie and Duke, who that was the worst. That was my worst loss. I think we should have won that game.
Oh yeah, that's definitely my top three. Yeah.
Yeah. And Darius, you're watching this. I was open. You're still open.
Both of us. Both of us.
Yeah.
Both of us would have hit the shot.
Nah, it's hard to get him shit.
No, of course, yeah.
The whole year.
He carried the whole team, yeah.
Yeah. But I think that game was terrible. And then the senior year, when we finally do like earn a good seed, we just literally like the worst matchup possible.
Yeah, it is always a crapshoot when that stuff happens.
It's
like,
funny, the player you know when it's a shit match, and it's like it's not great. I don't think any of us like, obviously no one's gonna like, oh crap, it's Ohio, but
yeah,
it was like we looked at it and we're like, this is the team that we end up like beating by like 5 in November in Chrysler and run the next day.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's making mistakes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just remember a quick tidbit and then we'll move on. I just remember after the game, we got off the plane back in Ann Arbor, and Kathleen, God bless Kathleen Beeline, she comes up to me and she's like, I didn't really process everything. She comes up and she's like, this must be like a big relief, like a big weight off your shoulders that everything is over. And I was like, damn, yeah, I guess it is. Thinking about like those responsibilities that you and I had for 2 years being the oldest guys and the team captains, and just like thinking about how much, I wouldn't call it a burden, but it's just a lot. It was just a lot to deal with. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. But once it's over, you're like, damn, it's just high stakes all the time. But you just get lost in the middle of it.
Yeah. And I think, you get to this point where you're in a bubble. You're in 2 bubbles. Like you're in your like local bubble in Ann Arbor where you're just like always eyes on you. I can only imagine how it is today, by the way, with like all the social media stuff was starting to come up when we were in, but not like it is now.
No, not even close.
But then you're on national TV, all these people, like everybody's got these expectations of you, and like it's all good. Like I enjoyed it, but you always have to be on. You don't ever have an opportunity to be off or take a breath.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of it. When it ends, you're like, like, whoa, like actually I have more than like 3 days in a row without like somebody texting me what I'm doing. And it's just like, it's totally weird. Like, what do I do with the time now? And then you transit. I found like the transitioning, like it actually hit me probably most like going into the next thing I did. Cause you don't really know, you always have the off season, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't that weird. It's when like the next season started and all of a sudden I'm in Zwolle in the Netherlands. Yeah. And, my coach is, speaking Dutch, and it's just like a totally different experience. And, there's like school kids running around practice. I'm like, what the heck? Like, you're not in Michigan anymore. And it just kind of like, that was the part of like, whoa, it hits you fast. And again, I think it's hard to really like appreciate that until you like go through it. So it's like hard for people that just watch and really grasp, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny you said the things that we didn't have to like report anymore senior year, and I remember enjoying St. Patrick's Day for the first time ever. Like actually enjoying it on campus. We're like, I can go be seen drinking now on campus. Like, who cares?
If I did that today, I'd be hungover for 2 weeks.
Oh, done. We would have been dead.
Yeah.